You already know, man. Chuck Platinum, CEO of Novocaine Billionaires, Novocaine Enterprises, the Beat franchise, hottest beats on the streets, man. Megatron, DITC affiliate, you know what I mean? Radio host, super producer, DJ, engineer. You know, sometimes I rap, you know.
Sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, I feel like it. but an overall hip hop connoisseur and the love of the culture, Essence of Hip Hop 2014, Essence of Hip Hop Award winner, Underground Music Award winner, Chuck Platinum, man. What up, y'all?
That's good.
Yo, I
That's
think
one hell of a platinum rundown.
That's right, yo.
Yeah.
You ran it all down.
Whew, I'm a little intimidated right now. God.
Don't do.
How are you intimidated? Wait, did he say photographer too?
Wait,
did
what?
Did you say photographer?
Nah, I ain't say photographer, but I do.
So then, Katie, you safe. Katie, what you intimidated for? You safe.
It's a fact.
Look, I should be intimidated. You know, I heard DJ in there somewhere, so I should be a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Definite DJing. DJing is my first love. That's what I do.
Man,
that's a fact.
Live Johnson Gold. I feel your check. We rap when we feel like.
Yeah. Now I rap when I'm inspired. You know what I'm saying? When I'm inspired to do something, you know, I don't just do it to do it. The words definitely got to mean something. So, you know, I rap when I'm inspired. You know, when I'm feeling inspired. Like right now, I just dropped a track earlier called "Let the Wolves Play Out." I should send that to y'all too. But I just dropped that at 10 o'clock. So I'm feeling inspired. A lot of rap battles going on.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on in hip hop right now. So, you know, I'm really inspired by the culture right now. So, you know, we're doing
speaking of rap battles, and speaking of battles, you were in one.
I definitely was. Shout out to Live Johnson.
Bro.
That was a really good battle. It was a really damn good battle.
The first round, let's be real.
What was that?
You cheated that first round playing Maestro's joints.
Yeah. I thought I played because he was when in his battle he was gonna play it. You know, we were supposed to. Me and Maestro was supposed to battle actually, and he wanted to battle somebody else. He wanted to battle D Dave actually, and he was gonna play that record. So I thought I just throw that in there for him. You know what I mean? Being that he didn't get to play it, you know, a little promotion.
Right.
Yeah, he still said you cheated though.
Huh? Nah. I was going. You know, I had more shit in the bag anyway. That was just one record.
I keep it a buck. I think that first round was the only round where y'all wasn't close.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think you decisively took that round. I think every other round it was like, yo, who do you choose? Like where did y'all where was y'all weakest part at? Like it was so hard. It was a really good battle from like start to finish. Like one of the best ones I've seen thus far. You know what I'm saying? As far as like how close y'all catalogs really are, especially in what y'all do, like it's being producers and everything else that y'all guys do. It's just like, yo, y'all catalogs like matched up, at least battle wise. And it was like one of them really hard things. Like I know for a lot of the fans was like just looking at the comments, it was like, yo, this is a good battle. You know what I'm saying? Live did his thing, Chuck did his thing, and you don't see those in a lot of battles. A lot of times it's one sided.
That's right.
So
that's
what I'm saying? That was really dope battle. I definitely enjoyed every minute of that battle.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And that's what I came to do, man. If you're gonna do something like that, and you know, I'm not even battling no more. You know, I did that for the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know,
I like
what you said?
I like the beat round.
Oh yeah, the beat round was definitely
that was the best round. That was the best out of all of that. Like y'all came out swinging on the beats and the production. That y'all came out for real for that one. So that was definitely.
Yeah, I thought that was dope, man. I thought that was a dope element. It was a different element that you know that wasn't out, and that was the whole thing, man. Like I say, you know, whether you on the indie culture or the mainstream, we all on the same page right now. We all on the same lane. We all grabbing everybody's eyes and ears. So it's just about putting on a show and just making sure that while we in this situation, that we do entertain the fans and the viewers. So, it's just my time of, usually I'm in the background, so this is my time now to kind of like, step up in the forefront and really show people what I do while people are watching. So it's definitely been working in my favor, and shout out to Live for calling me out on it. You know what I'm saying? He had to take that L. I had to take the belt off of him real quick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's good. It's good to do that, and it's great sportsmanship, and I appreciated his sportsmanship. So it was a dope battle, and I loved to do it, and I appreciate Katie for setting that up, and yeah, man, I'm truly humbled by that. I told you what to do. You get something more for that. You already know what time it is, man.
And that's fine, but I still want to
platinum like the pen.
Yo, I went through the tracks like those people that follow the catalogs, right? And I go to Live, I'm like, yo, you should have played this one and this one.
We was both in there like, yo, you should have played this, you should have played that. We both hitting it with that.
Word. But you know what? When you have a catalog, I mean, it's difficult to gauge because you don't know where your opponent is going. So,
exactly.
you gotta just basically like, I just thought of the hardest records, you know what I'm saying? That I know that people, I had to get into my DJ mode, and that's what, that's the advantage right there, is when you get into the producing, you get into the DJ mode, then it becomes about the people, like, what's gonna make the person go, ooh, yeah, that shit right there. So I already kind of knew the records that I picked was gonna get those kind of reactions. So that's where the edge come in, you know what I mean? But it was dope, man. It wasn't like it was whack or somebody that, I wouldn't have did it with somebody that I ain't respect. So, shout out to that man. And it was a Queens and Bronx battle. We took it back to 88 on it. And yeah, man, it was dope.
Yeah, you could tell there was mutual respect there, for real. How y'all was just very professional with everything. It was dope. It was dope. Right. Y'all seemed like y'all both had a good time, and that was always good, because when y'all have a good time, then we have a good time. So
exactly, and that's what it's all about.
And then they ended up posting Maestro's other battle.
Facts.
Right, exactly, and it inspired Maestro to battle, and Maestro is and French, those are two heavyweights, so that was an honor to even have them, come right behind us and do a dope producer battle and play their hits, and you know what I'm saying. That was good for the people too. So I'm still getting a lot of feedback about it. People been hitting me like daily, like, yo, y'all should do it again and do something like that, and I'm like, I'm just glad that y'all like it. Just keep sharing it, and now hopefully, like, looking at these streams and looking how professional it is, it will give people an idea and an insight of how to put things together. So sometimes you gotta, be the person to jump off the building first, but you be humble when people kind of follow your lead and want to kind of do the same thing you're doing. So shout out to y'all with the platform, because the platform looked real clean, and my viewers and my fans and my listeners were very impressed by the platform. So yeah, it's dope.
Because we kind of do the shit,
Right.
But like you mentioned before, you get to give stuff for the fans. But how do you feel as a producer and as an artist? Because it's not like everyone is working at the moment.
Right.
What do you do to promote your art while at the same time still making some type of profit?
Oh, just continuing to do what I do. The business don't stop over here. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing the work already, then it's gonna show in these times. You know what I'm saying? You can't wait until it's a pandemic, unfortunately, where people are here to capitalize, because the whole thing is that, you gotta think that I had 28 years in this business as a professional artist. So from 28 years nonstop, I shook a lot of hands, I've kissed a lot of babies, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it is. And where I see a lot of mistakes with a lot of artists is that they kind of throw things at the people, and they think that everybody is supposed to get it and supposed to do, but it doesn't work like that. Like, you really have to build a fan base. You really have to get involved. You really have to talk to people. You really have to, you know, not just lay. So it makes people want to share your music and want to share your journey when they're a part of it and they really getting to know you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just been my journey. It's just been a journey of, you know, getting to know you guys like yourself. I'm a personal person, you know what I'm saying? And anybody that listen, then they gonna stick to it. So they just keep riding with you and they see a journey. It don't matter when they got on the train, is when they get on the train, you know what I'm saying? And then keeping them on the train. So that's just been my secret formula for, you know, 30 years, just keeping people on the train and keeping the train going. Don't stop.
Yes, he did say 30 years.
Fact.
I don't believe the number, but I believe the hustle.
Yeah. 30 years.
So
30 years. You know what I'm saying? Since 1989, 1990, when I had that JVC in the crib and we was making pause tapes. You know what I'm saying? Then 92, I did it professionally. So, you know, 28 years professional, you know. The numbers is definitely up there. I got the music to prove it.
Whoa. He said 92. That's my birthday. I'm feeling some type of world right now. Stop it. I'm not 28. But I want you to, like, you said you started the producing in 92.
Yeah, I started producing in 93.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of changes, and Mikey, please turn down the TV. How do you feel about the evolution of of producing from 1993, from doing it with tapes and everything, and now we're just like all digital?
Right. Well, the dope thing about producing is that if you go back to your history, even with the analog equipment, there was digital aspects in there. You know, that's where you get a lot of your 80s music. They was using synthesizers and stuff like that. So basically, you know, when I started hopping on the producer angle, you know, we was still using beat machines and stuff like that, but we was kind of using computers early. So I was already on the path of knowing what it was going to be. You know, I started using FL Studio, which was Fruity Loops when it was 1.0. We was using that in 98. And actually, a lot of the sounds that people are using right now, when I was testing those sounds out with records, people was laughing at me because they was using S950s and, you know, MPC 60s and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, you know why I'm using these computers? Because y'all are using zip drives, you know what I'm saying? And we got computers and you're going to save your music on a hard drive. And MP3s are going to blow CDs away. When I seen an MP3, I was like, oh, music is over. That's it. You know, when Napster and all of that came. So I kind of, you know, just kept on that wave. And that's the difference between me and a lot of producers, is that a lot of my peers are still late in the game, you know what I'm saying? And they're just catching on to a lot of the technologies and stuff like that I've been discovering since 95, 96. I've been on the internet, you know, we've been on the World Wide Web. We was doing AOL. We was making waves and chat rooms and stuff like that. So this is stuff that I was already doing, and I just transitioned it into music, and I thought that it was easier to do than being on the MP3. So at the time, then when I started sampling on Fruity Loops, then it was like, okay, the only person that was doing it was Ninth Wonder. And Ninth actually gave me props through Sean Dawn, you know what I'm saying? Because Sean Dawn was dealing with an artist named Bishop in the Bronx who was partners with Mickey Fax, you know what I'm saying? And that's how Mickey used to be in my crib, you know what I mean? Chilling, real quiet dude, but dope dude. And he wound up becoming a beast. And they used to watch me do this, you know what I'm saying? And I used to make my sound, and I used to never tell people. I used to just let them hear the production, and they be like, yo, this shit hard. What you using? Yo, Fruity Loops. They be like, what? Get the fuck out of here. And I used to show them, like, it's not what you use, it's how you use it. So, you know, just evolving during that time, it was like, you know, it's really to answer your question, Katie, it's really no different. It's just now it's even better because now the analog people have realized that the digital is the move. So there's a lot of analog programs that are made digital, like SSL. You know what I'm saying? Certain plugins now that you could get that warm sound if you know what you're doing with it. So, you know, it's just all about evolving. You know, you just got to evolve with the times.
Okay. At least we know if there was ever an era where digital just ended up getting wiped out, we know that we would still hear Chuck Platinum's music because he's one of the few that still know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a fact.
That's why, like, that's the same thing with photography. Like, I started in digital, but I'm now, like, looking up how to do film just because I want to learn, like, the whole basics of it.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, I see here, because I pulled up your Let the Wolves Play. I want to, like, play one of your tracks, too. Tell us, you know, what made you want to drop it, and tell us about the track.
All right, Let the Wolves Play. Well, basically what I did, if you go to my live, I made the beat on the spot tonight. You know what I'm saying? I had picked a couple of samples out over the weekend, and I said I was just going to chop something up real quick. So I chopped it up real quick on live right before my man Skrilla's interview, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna write to it." So then I just wrote it, recorded it, mixed it, mastered it, and put it on sound. Did the cover, put it on SoundCloud.
What's up?
Okay, so introduce it for us.
Yeah, Let the Wolves Play. You already know, man. New track, Chuck Platinum. You already know, Novocaine Billionaires, baby.
All right, so I'm gonna move everyone to a mute and then it's going. Okay.
Cardi B here to talk to you about your civic duties in 2020. Your community's future is in your hands, not just for the next 4 years, but for the next decade. The 2020 census decides how much power, money, and respect our city gets. In past censuses, Black and Brown communities have been undercounted and unseen. The census is for everyone, regardless of immigration status. Mi gente presente. Go to my2020census.gov now and fill out 10 simple questions to get counted.
Clear my throat for these niggas, Yo. I hear them talking that talk, but can they walk that walk? Timberlands, no crease, I'm from the streets of New York. The belly of the beast, I got the food on my fork. These boys wanna eat, but we don't fuck the pork. They be like, what up, slime? I see you still on your grind. Yeah, I'm counting that paper, keeping it all in line. Working on you defining the greatest of all time. Tweaking the sounds of these beats and match the skills of the rhyme. That's like adjusting the heat to cook it all the way through. Yes, I am the chef, and my notes are the stew. Yes, I'm so cold, my quotes are more like the flu. My sound so bold, the audio so true. That's why the drums are clear as the skies are blue. I'm above the clouds, high altitude, mile high when I smoke that gorilla glue or that purple push when I'm riding through in that Black Widow with that hearse in the middle, Chevy motor in the Buick. My combinations of riddle, speed gas in the fast lane, never in the middle of Little Italy. Sicilians trying to get rid of me, a bronze tail for real. Spit on whoever squill, fuck whoever feel away. They can get their cap filled, no cap to that. This is a rap attack. Step in the ring, it's your choice. You can get punched to smack. I'm one the hard way, South pour hard the guard way. Once way and you'll catch one the head way. 2-piece, no biscuit, get the bread way. Last resort, high back squeeze, that's the dead way. In the hood, that's how we get it the dead way. Body in the trunk of Vermont, let the wolves play. Huh. Body in the trunk of Vermont, let the wolves play. Yeah. Body in the trunk of Vermont, let the wolves play. Nova.
Yeah. And we are back. And I'm adding Chuck. Where Mikey at?
Yeah, who?
Well, Mikey's missing.
I'm coming. I'm here. I'm here.
Mikey's back. So we are here. That was dope. Once again, unfortunately, because it was on SoundCloud, they had to go throw in the Cardi Census commercial. I did not plan this. Sorry, SoundCloud. But that was really dope. And you really just did that in one day?
I just did that like in a matter of an hour. You know what I'm saying? I just got on. I did the beat on live. I hopped off. You know what I'm saying? Looked at my man interview, came back, wrote the verse. You know what I'm saying? Recorded it, put the Pro Tools on, mixed it, mastered it, and did the cover. Threw it right up.
What's your? I wonder what a studio session with you is like.
Oh, it's work. You know what I'm saying? It's work. You can ask anybody that has recorded with me. It's like a boot camp. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like punch-ins and all of that. I believe in cadence. I believe in the quality of the recording. So whatever you put in there, you know, the magic is, you know, in your voice. So any kind of mixing or anything like that should just be an enhancement. So if the recording is not right the first time, I'm gonna make you do it over. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I record. If I don't like it, you're not gonna hear it. That's why you always get my best. So anybody that record with me, I'm gonna get the best out of them. You know what I mean? Because I'm a coach in here.
So we have DJ, rap artist, radio personality, philanthropist. Where whatever happened to the radio?
What was that? I didn't hear you. What you said?
What happened with the radio?
With the radio?
Yes, because I only knew you as a producer and as an artist. So why, I guess, fall off from the radio?
Oh well, because the radio part, I did radio for 10 years. If you go on YouTube and look up Crazy Mob Squad Radio, you'll see a lot of my interviews, even though my SoundCloud, I interview Warren G, EPMD, Rock from, you know, BCC, Styles P, Nori, DJ Webstar, Tretch,
Mike,
Dragon. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I did that. That was a whole radio career. Shout out to the Matrix Studios. I was on there. You know what I'm saying? I was on DTF radio for a while. Then with DJ Exotic Bommy, I wound up opening the studio. We opened up Extreme 104. We kept that open for a while. You know what I'm saying? And you know, then I just, after that, you know, that was my time. You know what I'm saying? I did radio for 10 years and, you know, but I'm about to actually start a radio station, Record Breakers Radio. We actually about to launch this summer. And yeah, we gonna do, you know, radio station podcast, doing it for the indie artists. And yeah, I'm about to get back at it. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of doing my own wave now, learning from what I learned all these years in the radio business. But I was grateful, man. You know, the radio actually is what put me in the game. You know what I'm saying? With like celebrities and, you know what I'm saying, actually getting my name out there, you know. So shout out to my radio career. You know, I would have got far, but I got a lot farther doing radio. So, you know, shout out to radio, man.
do you have a favorite moment in radio?
Wow, there's so many. I think my favorite moment was interviewing Warren G when he was doing the Coachella thing with Dr. Dre and you know, when they did the whole Tupac hologram. And we had got that interview with him right fresh when that happened. So it was like he was just sitting on the phone with us like he knew us. The interview was like for almost an hour and a half. And, you know, we just got to ask him all the questions that we always wanted to ask him. We was singing his songs and, you know, he was just vibing with us. So I think that right there was like a pivotal moment in my career. Just knowing that wow, I really did this, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even trying to do radio. When I started radio, I just moved back from California. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was homeless. I wasn't, you know, I was living out of my car. And shout out to DJ Kid New, who, you know, run with Kid Capri. He had a radio show on the Matrix Studios, and he was like, yo, he and my man Swerve, like, yo, y'all should get into this internet radio shit. This was like '08. And we was like, yo, you know, he was like, what you think about it? So I'm living outside of my car, still hustling. And we was paying like $160 a week for our show. And the first guest that we had on our show was DJ Webstar, and then we had Tretch. And once we had them guests on there, we had to keep it high caliber. You know what I'm saying? So we wound up just, you know, just keeping going with it, man. So like I tell any indie artist, man, like if you got a dream, just go with it, you know, and just put your money where your mouth is and put your money where your idea is, and go with it and invest in yourself, because I wouldn't have got into a lot of doors if I didn't just invest in myself and just invest in the time and believe in myself. Even when people told me I couldn't do it, I did way more than people could ever tell me that I could do. So if I died today, my legacy is already fulfilled, and that's the most blessing about my whole career. You feel me?
Yeah.
I respect that. I respect that.
Word.
So I heard
Shout out to Flowboy Deuce. I see you in the chat room. I'm working on Flowboy Deuce album too. You know what I'm saying? That's my little brother right there. You know, his album is coming out like crazy. Just putting the finishing touches on it right now. So shout out to him. Pain to Gain the Win comes soon.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to him. So, like I said earlier, I was going your bio and things like that, and I learned out a lot of things that I didn't know about you. Like I've seen you at a lot of the Lawyers and Labels events with JB, rest in peace,
right,
and things like that. JB. And I noticed sometimes you check up on my lives and things like that. And the two things that stood out to me that relate to me is DJing and producing.
Right.
So I want to get into the DJing first. Like, what inspired you so much? Like, yeah, I read the bio, but everybody didn't see the bio, so I don't want to say what's in the bio. I'd rather it come from you.
Right.
So, like, what inspired you or led you in the direction of wanting to DJ?
Oh yeah, man. I was born into this, man. My father, DJ Butch SOS, you know what I'm saying? My father been DJing for 50 years. Like he was one of the first DJs, you know, out here. They give a lot of credit to Big, you know, Cool Herc and everything. And, you know, I appreciate him, the history that he brought to the game. But like my father was down in the Lower East Side doing the same thing, being in the park, DJing and all of that. With his peers, and you know, so I was born into DJing, you know. That was something that it was like a father and son thing, you know what I'm saying? Like that was what got me into music, is watching my father DJ. So, you know, once I started getting into it and he started taking me seriously, then we made it into a business. So when I was 12 years old, we started, everything happened in 92. My rapping career started, my DJing career started, all of that started at the same time. So I was carrying my pop's crates, and then I started learning how to set up the equipment and all of that. And then after a while, I just started DJing parties, and then he started carrying my crates. You know what I'm saying? And you know that just was my DJing career.
It was like a passing of the torch, so to speak.
Full circle. Shit went full circle. Dope.
Facts.
So how did you feel like at that age, like DJing your first club or first party? And that, like, to be that young to do that.
Yo, that was
following behind your father's steps.
Yeah, that was crazy because me, I was DJing the mature crowds early. Like I wasn't DJing like I used to DJ like my school parties and stuff like that, but you know, like I was DJing mostly adult parties, college parties and shit like that. So I had to learn all the records, you know what I'm saying? So it was just dope because we was getting mad money. It wasn't like a lot of people DJing back then. So I was making, like, while I was working summer youth in the summertime, my weekends I'm making $1,000, $1,500 a week. So I was a kid that was always getting money from my craft. So when I seen that, I was inspired. I was like, minimum wage, I'm making $1,000 every weekend. You know what I'm saying? So that was just inspiring for me, and it just made me want to keep getting better.
Chuck, I can't hear you. Do you have some background noise?
I don't know. You want me to come back and go back in?
No, whatever you just did is perfect.
Yeah, I'm hearing some background feedback from you too.
I don't hear none of that.
I don't hear nothing. But So while she come back in, so how do you feel like DJing in itself has evolved from when you first started to now?
I think that it's I like that it's a lot of DJs now, but I don't like that it's a lot of DJs now because I think that the art of it is not there. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a whole art to DJing, like the
Okay.
scratching, the blending, making blend tapes and stuff like that. And I think like
Right.
DJs nowadays is just like kind of the rappers. Like, a lot of DJs are sounding the same. They're not really standing out like that. The technology wise, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because carrying 10 crates, putting them in a Buick or a Cutlass was not cutting it back in the day, but we had to do it with the
I can
big
only
speakers and all
imagine,
of that.
man.
So I'm glad that we got Seratos and stuff like that. That stuff I'm happy about, but I'm just wanting DJs to kind of explore music a little bit more, not being afraid to break records, because I think if more DJs got into the craft more, breaking records and really not being afraid to break records, DJs could take the power back. And I just think that the only reason that DJs don't stand out is because they try to play it safe with the clubs and because the promoters and this and that, instead of really trying to break records and breaking artists, which we was doing in the first place, which started with the break
Right.
beats. So I think if that element of DJing comes back, DJs could profit and artists could get more artists could get exposed because we really have the power to break records. And every DJ has that power. If you like something and you have influence, then you could break a record, but you have to want to stand out. So once DJs decide that they want to stand out, then the evolution will go in the direction for DJs that are supposed to go.
Nah, I agree with you on that because there was some clubs that I was, because I'm an up and coming DJ with Rockview ENT, as I'm sure you already know.
Right.
Gang, gang.
And I was playing certain, like they started me out at certain clubs and things like that to get, kind of get my feet wet in the club scene.
Right.
And with that, I know a lot of independent artists. So it's like, all right, in between the mainstream sets, I would try to, if an artist is in the building, get them some playtime, whatever like that. Get them a song or two, nothing crazy, not like a whole tape, but
Right,
like just,
of course.
let them know the end of the thing.
Right.
And I caught backlash from that. It was like, oh, we don't play artist music unless this time the third, if they buy this. I'm like, yo, but y'all
I'm with you there.
understand. Like when you play these artists music and they rocking with you, they come back to your club the next time with more people. And it's like y'all get so caught up, like you said, be comfortable with the mainstream or playing it safe. And it's like, yo, if the song is rocking with the spot,
Exactly.
why not? It's not like I'm playing a whole soundtrack or a whole album. I'm like, yo, the person act like, yo, like I had to tell like, yo, they was like, oh, I couldn't play the track unless the artist was buying bottles. I'm like, yo, the dude, see the bottle in my hand? That artist bought it for me to play his track.
Right.
Now what you saying?
Right.
Like if that's your reason, I just solved your reason. So back off. Like
Exactly.
and then as I'm sure you see, like I do the power hours, things like that, and I'm like, yo, I dedicate them to independent artists.
Right.
Yes, we could I could hear mainstream every day of the week if I wanted to. My thing is, as an indie DJ, I'm trying to make sure that independent artists are heard.
Right.
And get their music played, whether they pay me for it or not. And my thing is, the more you rocking with them, they rock with you, and it's a networking experience.
That's what it's
Right.
all about. That's what it's all about. If people respect you, that's why I'm always all for the independent artists and playing their music. I never had an interest to sign anybody, but because there's so much music out there that I'd rather just be the DJ and because of my influence, let people hear it. That's what it's all about. Word of mouth. So, that's just been what I've been doing and that's why I get the support that I do, because I genuinely support what I love. I don't believe in talking about things that I like. The power of influence is talking about things that you love and things that move you. And when people are moving with you in the same direction, then that's how the energy happens anyway. So yeah, man.
Okay, that's what's up. So now with DJing and transitioning over into like producing, I know you said DJing was your first love, this time the third. How was the influence of you as a DJ like beneficial to you now embarking on the producer aspect of things?
Yeah.
Like, do
So
you feel like it helped, or like did it make it easier for you to transition, things of that nature?
yeah, they went hand in hand because like when I was, learning how to DJ, like I learned how to produce maybe a couple of years later. So I started DJing around 91, 92, and then I started producing. So the reason why I started producing is because like all of that happened at the same time. My rapping, producing, DJing, all of that happened at the same time. So when I discovered that I really like rapping, and I was watching my producer making beats, I was like, yo, this is hard. Like, I want to learn how to do this. So when he taught me how to do it, I'm thinking like a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right,
Right.
what do I want to hear, and what would the people want to hear? And putting my own style into it. So it was always hand in hand from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? The producing was just as much love as the DJing, because I was able to control the crowd, and then I was able to actually make the music. And that's why I had learned every aspect in the game, because I wanted to know how to control every part in the game and do it well, and why things worked the way that it did. So, I was just able to do it simultaneously. So the DJing and the producing always went hand in hand. You know what I mean? Always the same kind of love and the same kind of passion, because you're creating from scratch. And when you making music
Okay.
for other people and you start to learn people's personalities and vibe, it opens you up as a producer as well. So, you start making all kinds of music, and it's just been a great journey. You know what I mean?
Now, when you producing it in the studio, when you're doing the sessions, what mentality tends to come out more? The DJ mentality, or like as far as listening to the beats and listening to the playbacks, things like that? The DJ mentality or the producer mentality? Like which one kind of takes over in that retrospect?
That's a good question. Same thing. It goes hand in hand, because when I'm listening to the beats, you making sure that the beats are knocking. That is something that, like with me, like I like hard drums. I like swings. I like things that's going to make people move, and you know what I'm saying? It's just different as a producer, because a great producer knows how to capture emotion, and it's
Right.
scientific the way that you make music. Like some people make beats, and some of them people produce music. And when you produce music, you master the art of drawing emotion, and that's within the swing, that's within the beat, that's knowing how to make people move. You know what I'm saying? So all of those elements play a part in the studio. When you're delivering cadence, when you're delivering energy, when you're recording, when you're mixing the record, making sure that the record sonically is matching, what's out there or better. You know what I'm saying? So all of those elements come in as a DJ and as a producer of the record, just making sure that you're taking control of the whole session and making the record as big and as wide as possible, so that people could see the record. That's why I like how I rhyme where people can see the record, and then they could feel it, and then they could hear
Yeah.
it at the same time. And yeah, that's what it's really all. That's the real combination of making great music.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I just got one more question for you, Chuck. Now when we doing these interviews, and you can attest to this also. We always ask the artist or the person that we're interviewing, they top five artists, they top five this, top five that.
Right.
But I posed this question in the previous interview that we had,
Our
and I
anniversary
kind of
show.
made the artist really, yeah, our anniversary show, and I kind of made the artist think, because it was like, I'm tired of hearing what's your top five artists that are alive, R&B, rap, whatever, whatever. So I posed the question, who are your top five producers? And so like that could be in any order, top five, and
Right.
then put the five that you chose in the order from least to greatest that would best benefit you as an artist.
Mm. That's good. So basically, I'm making my own album in my head. Okay, let's see. So I would say Larry Smith, Marley Marl, Pete Rock, Just Blaze.
We heard this one, not one twice already.
Damn.
What, Just Blaze?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's 4.
Y'all know how influential Just Blaze is for New York hip hop.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers are gonna say Just Blaze.
Right. Just Blaze and who's another one? I would say Havoc.
Okay. And those are just your top. Those are just your regular top 5.
Yeah, those are my top 5 producers. There's so many more,
now,
but top 5, yeah.
Now, for producers, would those top 5 also be the same 5 that you would pick for yourself as an artist? Like, if you had the option, like if you was doing like you said, your own album, whatever, and you want to work with producers, would those 5 be the producers that you would be looking to work with for yourself?
Only with the times I would probably take out Larry Smith. You know what I'm saying? Because he was back in the 80s, but he was just he did Houdini. You know what I'm saying? So his music was just next level. You know what I mean? And he produced a lot of Curtis Blow and things like that. I would probably add him, not necessarily as a main producer, but I would add him as like a programmer and a guitarist and stuff like that. Maybe like a musician in there, in these times. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody else, I definitely would.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Because those, like, you're probably one of the few that I've heard completely different answers from.
Facts.
Like I've heard, like, somebody in the comments said Dre. I've heard Timberland. Say again.
We've heard Primo.
So it's like, but it's good to but see, I try to get stuff that make people think, and you don't say the obvious answers or the everyday producers that you hear every day. So it's glad that I got a whole completely different set of people from you. Because it makes you really think. Because it's like people get so caught up in what they hear every day, but then when it's pertaining to them in general, it's like, oh wait, I didn't think about it like that. Right.
Because I feel
because
like
you're thinking about what you hear, what you see.
A Dr. Dre, see, this is, to me, it doesn't matter what level they at. It's musically. Like a Dr. Dre, a Timberland, a Swiss. Those are like my peers. Like Kanye West, I feel like I would kill Kanye West. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even like Swiss, I love Swiss. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like there's certain producers, like for me, it's a little different for me because I came up in the game too. So a lot of people look at legends, I don't really look at them personally as legends, but I see why people do look at them as legends. So I kind of look at people a little bit differently as far as their impact and how it affects me and inspires me in the game.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
So, because we are a bunch of wrestling fans over here, right? And we're also reaching.
Of course, I don't hear Katie.
You don't hear Katie?
You don't hear Katie?
Mikey, come out and come back in again.
Who, me?
Who said they couldn't hear me?
Everybody else loud and clear.
No, I can hear you.
Chuck
can't hear
Chuck said he hear all of us except for you.
Okay, then someone else relate my question. If you have, what is your top 5 wrestlers?
Okay, so basically, Katie said we're all wrestling fans.
You got it?
Here.
You got
she
it,
said,
Mike?
what's your top 5 wrestlers?
Wrestling fans, top 5 wrestlers. Let's see.
Let's see what 5 you pick for this one.
Okay. So I would say Macho Man Randy Savage.
All right.
Okay.
Junkyard Dog.
Okay.
Superfly Snicker. I'm old school.
I appreciate.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Who else? Who else used to? The Undertaker. And yeah, I used to like the Undertaker and my man Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. For Undertaker, because I know Kay was like, which era of the Undertaker? Because you know he had a whole bunch of stuff going on with him over
Yeah,
the
like
years.
when I was a kid, Undertaker, like the
Like
like
Paul
the
Bearer Undertaker.
yeah, like the first Undertaker.
Talking about the one that for
Okay.
Giant, what's his name? Giant Gonzalez?
Right.
Giant Gonzalez Undertaker.
Right.
Facts.
Okay. You
That
talking about old
to me,
school Paul
that's the
Bearer with
best
the
version of
urn.
Undertaker. To me, that's the best version of Undertaker. The
Fact.
very first iteration of Undertaker is the best Undertaker.
That's a
Period.
fact.
It looked like he
Like
was in black and white.
facts.
Exactly. Because
And then
that was a
the
show.
next
That was
best
a
one
show.
was with like in the late '90s when he was fighting when he was fighting the corporation and shit.
Exactly.
That
Okay.
was the
Right.
yo, no Undertaker was touching that Undertaker. Like the things he could do with that character at that time was like,
That was a
yo,
show.
he put Stephanie on the cross, bro. Like,
Right. That was
And
a
boy,
burned it
show.
like
and tried to and
tried to
struck it
sacrifice her,
and
bro.
struck it with
Like,
lightning. Word.
Yeah.
Like that Undertaker was definitely a situation.
yeah, nah, that was a dope Undertaker. And then of course I kind of like this Undertaker now too. I ain't gonna flex. I kind of like
What the one that
Undertaker
was just
now.
on the one that was just on Mania?
Man, yeah, I like that Undertaker. I like that Undertaker. Like he's
So
like a
what did
mixture. He's like a mixture of both.
right?
You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that. Like
Uh
he's like evil Undertaker, but at the same time he's like a regular motorcycle dude or whatever. Like I
right.
like that. I
American
like that.
Badass.
I
Yeah.
like
So
it.
Charlie, what was go ahead. Sorry, Katie.
I like it. I still like Undertaker though.
Yeah.
And I like it. I can be. I was okay with the Boneyard match because
Uh-huh.
at least he showed some dominance again.
Yeah.
But at the same time, no.
I think for the Undertaker, those types of matches are good for him because he doesn't have to work as hard at his age because we know he's kind of beat up now. So it's like he
Right.
can't like that whole thing was like taped. It was like a taped like soap opera show. You know what I'm saying? So it works for him because like he could take breaks, he could take commercial breaks, he could take, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, lunch breaks. They don't have to film it all in one day. You know, like that works for him. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't show his age in those situations. So he still keeps that mythical, you know what I'm saying, presence about him. I think
I
he
feel
should
like
do
it's
more
because
matches like that.
we so accustomed to like we all said because we all agreed like with the old school Undertaker when he was doing the tightrope walk and all that. Like
Facts,
we so
facts,
accustomed
facts.
to seeing that. So it's like over the years when we seeing him doing less of what we used to him doing and seeing more conventional moves like everybody else is like, damn, who's this Undertaker? Who's this? Who's that?
Yeah.
But like you said, the Boneyard match kinda brought a little bit of that back.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, it actually fit what the hell's going on now with wrestling altogether.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Because it was a damn cemetery.
I think WWE is trying to preserve Undertaker. I think they want him to be here for the long haul, as long as he feels like healthy enough to do it. So I think just business wise, that was good for him, just to prolong any injuries. If he has any nagging injuries, he can get them fixed. You know what I'm saying? It's not another
Right.
injury that he has to add on to another injury. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. Like I think that works out for him in the long term in those kind of matches. You know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody his age, because Father Time is caught up to everybody. You know, it doesn't discriminate at all. I don't care
That's
how
a
old
fact.
you are. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
he's like one of the few left from the golden days.
yeah, like even now, like up until recently, I know my favorite wrestler is Chris Jericho. And like up until recently, like
Mm,
he always looked top form, and now you can kind of see, like at 40, I think he's like 48 or something like that. You can finally
It just
see him
looks
like
like a floating corpse.
slowing down. Yeah, he looks really bad now, and like you can, it
right.
shows in like his presence, like how he wrestles and everything like that. I mean, he still has like excellent moves for a dude his age, but like you do definitely see him do less high flying shit, and he's more like technical and everything like that. Like you start to see that.
Yeah,
So
more technical, more grapple.
absolutely.
So, unfortunately, we've reached the end of our night. Before Chuck does his intro for Circulate, I want everyone to drop their social medias.
You want to go first, Katie?
All right,
No, I will not.
It's your boy CP the DJ. Catch me, on Welcome to the Rawrrzone every Tuesday night. Also catch me with Rockview ENT, Rockview Power Hour, and all my social medias are CP the DJ 516 on Twitter, CP the DJ on Instagram, CP the DJ, and my government name on Facebook. And you already know the vibes.
Mikey.
Yo, it's Michael Bostic. My Instagram and Twitter is _Michael Bostic. I have an EP out right now called A Love Story. It's on all streaming platforms. My single Confused is out on all streaming platforms. That was a song you heard earlier in the night. And
Whatever you
just
want.
link with me. Whatever you want is also on SoundCloud. We dropped that for Valentine's Day. So you know what I'm saying, come out and vibe with me on my social media. I'll just be a fool, acting a fool, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So my name is Katie K. You can find me everywhere at Ivy. Well, you can find me at ivy.xo _ and at Rawrrzone NYC. Chuck, before you introduce your song, where can they find you?
At Chuck Platinum everywhere, baby. You already know Chuck Platinum. Google me. You already know we everywhere. Or Chuck Platt on Facebook. You can still add me. I think I'm almost at the friend limit, but you can still try to add me. But yeah, man, Chuck Platinum everywhere, man. You already know. And get that album Hip Hop Evangelist out everywhere. Love Tape 2 is out. And you already know. Let the Wolves play. Out right now. Let's go.
So
Circulate.
don't forget to introduce Circulate so we could close it out with that.
All right, man. Shout out to Music Maestro, super producer, Grammy nominated producer, Music Maestro on the track, man. This one is called Circulate off that Hip Hop Evangelist album in stores everywhere. Go get that, man. Appreciate y'all. Much love
Yes,
to the
sir.
Thank you for coming, and hopefully when this is all over, we can all be in person and do this again.
facts.
So let me get